So now we have the 10th of July sheet open. Once the sheet is open, the first thing that we have to do is save it as the current sheet's date. So we want to save it as the 11th of July. I'm just going to change the date to 11th of July, and at the end I'm going to make it as copy. Now what we do is we have the daily dashboard, which will show the data for the 10th of July. Now what we have to do is the closing stock value of 10th of July should become the opening stock value for the 11th of July. So what I do is I copy the closing stock value of 10th of July to the 11th of July opening stock, 1397,176. Then we have the closing stock for the vehicles. Over here there's no data showing that there's no stock in the vehicles as such, but the closing stock for this 10th of July is going to be put in as the opening stock for the 11th of July. Next we enter the sales details. So over here you can see that the 10th of July details have been already entered, and this is the purchase, this is the sales. Now what we have to do is we have to do the similar thing for the 11th of July. So one of the dates has been changed to 11th of July. So now we have to see like how many bills needs to be entered for 11th of July. So here 21 bills needs to be entered for my company, so I'm just doing a demonstration. So I'm going to copy 22 times so that one row is going to be held for which will be a dummy row which can be used for entering data for the next day. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so now I have entered 22 times. So all my actually there's no change in the pricing rates, the sales rates and the purchase rates from the previous day, so I've just kept them as same. So now we need to enter the bill numbers and enter the bills. So I need to enter about 21 bills. There's one feature over here wherein like if you duplicate a bill number, then the bill number it will be shown as red. For example, I'm going to give the same bill number Baba 1074. So what it shows is like it shows that there's a duplicate bill number. So then it alerts me that there's a duplicate bill and I need to change my bill number. I've just given it for for demonstration purpose. So I give 1079, which is my next bill number. I have like this is not in sequential order, but I mean like we have bills for 107576 also. So over here, so SGS oil traders is already suggested by the computer. This is going to be a credit bill, and they are taking 100 boxes for GN1L. Okay, and over here you get the bill value. 164300 is the bill value. And this has been done by the sales has been done by my salesman. So then I start entering the next bill. Here in this bill we mention cash for the reason that the cash is immediately given. So now we have entered the sales, all the sales is done, and now we have to enter the purchase. In the general business, what happens is like what we do is like we take orders on the previous day itself. Uh, for example, if our vehicles are being dispatched today, the orders will be received yesterday itself, and so the bills also will be made ready yesterday itself. It'll be billed on yesterday's date. So e-way bills are valid for 24 hours, and so for example, in this instance, like we are talking about a business day, that is 11th July 2024. So what happens is uh, the bills are made ready on 11th July, and the vehicles are dispatched on 12th of July. And in regarding purchase, what happens is like uh, we would have received the stock on 11th July, but actually our suppliers would have billed it on a previous day, maybe most probably 10th of July. So in the purchase, the purchaser the bill will have a different date compared to our business day's date. So over here the purchase date is the will be 10th of July. Okay, this is the first bill. Then we have a so these are the two bills for that particular date. After this we have to give the bank entries. So on 11th of July, the bank statement on 11th of July will have the entries. So we go to 11th of July, and over here we enter only what has been received by the company. So say a check has been rejected, then we do not give any entry. So whatever money that comes in is only entered. So already we like for each of the amounts received in the bank statement, we look on our outstandings and see what bill number it corresponds to, and we write it on the bank statement so that it is easy for us to search for that bill number and give the entries. So over here, so now we have entered the opening stock, we have given the sales, we've entered the purchase, we've given bank entries, we've entered cash entries, we've entered expenses. So now we go to the dashboard and we give refresh. So now what we do is, like, we go and choose our date, which is the 11th of July. Okay, so I have in this pivot table shows us the sales value. This will show the margin for the date. This is the money that we calculate by ourselves. So for 11th of July, we total the amount that has been received by bank and also by cash, which is 11,8305. The previous day outstanding is the amount which was in the previous day, which is to be on the 10th of July. So in 10th of July, the outstanding was 31,63,980. And we don't have any credit notes for today. Daily sales quantity has to be updated. Daily purchase has to be updated. Purchase return, we don't have anything on for that particular date, so we just choose blank. Purchase value is selected over here. Okay, so now if all our calculations are correct, that means there should be no difference. Here the difference is between the outstanding by what we entered and the current outstanding. So we shall check one by one. So there's a difference of about 2,02,035. So the first thing that we have to check is the sales statement. So on 11th, so now we have corrected everything, and the difference over here is 0. So we have to see to that the difference is 0, and the difference will be 0 only if your entries are correct. So this outstanding is picked up from this 38,77,280, and based on my previous day's outstanding. So manually, if we want to calculate the outstanding, what we do is, like, we take the previous day outstanding, we add the sales, so we have dispatched so much of goods, and then we subtract the inward money which has been received either through the bank or by cash. Once we subtract that, we have the current outstanding, which is 38,77,280. So this manual calculation should be equal to the calculation that has been done in Excel, and the difference should be 0, which is what is being shown over here. So now your entries are all correct. So what this shows is that you have a total margin for the day is 39,854, of which 9,411 has been is the expense. So your net profit for the day is 30,443. So sometimes what happens is, like, you will have change in rates. For example, the price could be reduced. Say if the price is reduced, what happens is your stock value is reduced, so you will have your gross profit will go down based on it. And say you have say if you have returned your stock to the purchaser for certain conditions, then what happens is there will be a return stock value over here, and because of that also your net profit will reduce, because your that particular stock is not being taken into consideration over here. So it is not actually a correct accounting procedure, but then, like, we just noted over here that when there is a return stock, your stock value reduces, and this will be shown in your gross profit. So your gross profit can go down if you are returning stock. So that is it. So I hope this was simple in calculations, and this essentially sums up how you should enter your data every day.